Hi, I'm your host, Dirk Norris for Indie Insights. And my guest this week is Sandi Kay. Sandi, welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And you're an actress, and you've done behind the camera work.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit. You worked with the After Party for a while.
Yes, I started off with the After Party working with the band. And then they needed a first and a second AD. And a friend of mine, who was a tremendous first AD, kind of took me by the hand and showed me the ropes behind the scene for second AD. And then when she left, I became first.
And prior to that, did you have a background in film and television?
Prior to that, I did a lot of background, and I was trying to see, is this something that I really want to do? Because all of my life, I was in a different industry, and it seemed to suit me. The hours seemed to suit me, the creativity seemed to suit me. So I had a little bit of experience in the film industry before that, but it was mostly, background. So I started acting a little bit more.
Right.
And then I wanted to see what behind the scene was all about too.
I have heard that doing background work is kind of a good introduction to the film industry, in that you can kind of see what the different jobs are and what the different things people do. You agree with that?
I agree with that. I think it's important to know that you're not going to just step out onto a set and be the star. That doesn't usually happen.
Darn.
I know.
You dashed the hopes of someone.
It's true, and I have to tell you, I have my kids they're all adults now, and every single one of them has been on a set. Not one of them has chosen film industry as their career.
Oh.
Not one. They couldn't stand it.
It's hard work. It is hard work, whether it's standing around waiting to be called to set,
Yes.
or you're lugging sandbags around, or you're hefting lights, or you're
Right.
having to set up a shot, and it's long hours.
It's a lot of long hours. You have a lot of snacks on set, which is not always the best thing when you're
Right.
trying to, keep your weight down and everything. But
Yep.
there are some sets that are amazing to be on. You have a great group of people, a lot of synergy. Then there's other sets where you have people who are very ego-driven in this industry. Those are the sets that are not as fun, and you can always tell in the final product.
Right.
In my opinion.
So obviously you continued on and the actor portion of it, but do you have a preference being in front of the camera or behind it?
I love equally being in front of the camera and behind the camera. I think some of that has to do with the whole creative process. Being an actor it's got a lot of things that you have to learn, and you're constantly learning and constantly having to hone those skills. But if you don't know the behind the scenes, I don't think you're as good of an actor.
I agree that having an awareness and understanding of each of the different jobs, I think, is really beneficial. If you're standing in front of the camera and aware of what the other people are having to do around you, I think adds to your craft and the ability to do your job.
Absolutely, because it all boils down to, with acting, it boils down to timing. And if you're not paying attention to what's going on behind the scenes and you don't know what the cues are, what everybody's job is, I don't think you can be as considerate of the crew. There's some actors who, they know everything that's happening behind the scenes. Jeff Bridges, for one, I did background with him one time, and he basically directed the film.
Right.
Even though he was the actor.
Yeah. Was that Crazy Heart?
It was Crazy Heart. And that was an amazing experience to watch, because I was watching him behind the scenes. He wasn't the director, he was the actor, but still he had such an awareness that all of the background, we just watched him the whole time.
Right.
I don't do background too much anymore, but I think it was necessary for me.
So tell us some of the films you've been, local films that you have been in here.
Locally, I was in Warrior Woman. I played a character named Rhonda, who was the lady of the house.
Right.
The interesting thing about that is we actually filmed at my grandparents' home.
Oh, okay.
We filmed, and they didn't know it was my grandparents' home when they offered me the job.
Oh.
So after we finished the film, they actually tore the house down. It was condemned. It was interesting.
Oh, wow.
And I did a film called True Warrior with Betsy Meisen.
Right. And that just came out. She just had her first screening of that
She just
film.
had her first screening, and I played a boxing trainer named Bertha. That was a lot of fun.
Do you have any boxing experience?
A lot of it.
Oh, okay. As I back away up.
I was actually, my stepfather is Bobby Foster. He was the light heavyweight champion of the world. So
Oh, no kidding.
no kidding. And my father, Joe Murphy, is a boxing trainer. He actually ended up in the film as well.
Oh, wonderful.
As the opposite coach. I was horrified. I said, I would never go against that guy.
Right. Well, it's probably advantageous to be able to handle your own on set, just, for whatever.
I haven't found that to have to. I haven't
Okay.
had to.
That's good. That's
Everybody
good.
I've met in the film industry, for the most part, they're just artists who want to tell a story
Right.
and be part of something that's bigger than them.
Yeah, and there's a tremendous amount of passion in folks to do that.
And there's a lot of respect in it too.
Yeah. Sandy, it's been wonderful talking with you. We have to go, but thanks so much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me.
You bet. You've been watching Indie Insights. I'm your host, Dirk Norris, and we'll be back to the movie.